burning, tightness, indigestion. Heartburn is no fun. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 natural health hacks that can really make a difference in your indigestion and heartburn. Let's get started. Heartburn is a very common issue around digestion and indigestion, and one that we see a lot in practice in clinical natural health and acupuncture. And there are some easy things that you can do that can potentially make a difference. Now, reminder, this is just for your information purposes only. You should always work with a licensed practitioner if you're implementing any of these strategies in your life. So one of the things that make a big difference is to realize that some of the things you thought were actually fine are actually secretly sabotaging your digestion. And number 1 on this list is cold foods and drinks. I remember I was very early on in my acupuncture practice, and I had a gentleman who came in who was having terrible daily burning heartburn and indigestion. And I said, gosh heck, are you drinking a lot of cold icy liquids by any chance? And he said, well yeah, I drink ice water all day long. So just changing this one aspect of removing lots of icy cold drinks from your diet can actually make a huge difference. This gentleman was unknowingly super sabotaging his digestive fire. It's important to remember, and we go deep in this. I have courses on digestion and other things in my library of natural health courses. I'll put a link to that below. It's important to understand that your stomach is like a cauldron. It's meant to break down and digest food. That's why we have stomach acid. So if you need to bring something to a boil, if you want to support a beautiful cauldron of acid that is going to shred apart your food and make it digestible for the rest of your body, you don't want to pour a bunch of cold liquid in there. So cutting out cold liquids is a huge step. In that same way, you should also reduce the amount of cold foods that you're eating. Now, this depends on your energetic type. Again, there's ways to learn more about what that actually means, and also the season that you're in. So if you live in a tropical area where it's hot and warm all the time, you can get away with a little bit more cold temperature and natured foods. But if you're living in a cold place and you're having weak digestive energy, you do not really want to be eating a lot of cold raw foods. Cold in temperature, so more cooked and steamed would be better, and cold in nature. So coconut and dairy, for example, are colder natured foods than maybe, for example, chicken and other types of food that are just more neutral or warm type of food. So every food has sort of a energetic quality, and you want to stay more from those cold, damp foods and eat less of those. Tip number 2. I would recommend that you look into incorporating a generally supportive digestive enzyme into your diet. Obviously, talk with your practitioner. I'll put some links below to brands that I tend to like that are a good broad base, but you can go to any natural food store, Whole Foods, and kind of find one that works best for your body. You can also start with something like a papaya enzyme, which is quite broad, gentle digestive support. Sometimes you just need a little boost, and things like stress reduce the effectiveness of our stomach acid. So generally supportive digestive enzyme can be really helpful, especially when you know you are eating something that's a little challenging for your digestion in general. And tip number 3, cut down on drinking liquids during meals. For a similar reason that we talked about in number 1 is that actually while you're eating, you want your digestive cauldron and that digestive acid to be in there and to be really focused. So if you're drinking a lot of liquids, especially no cold liquids, you can always spot a group of natural health acupuncturists at a restaurant, because when the waiter or waitress comes and says, does anyone want anything to drink? Usually they'll say, oh, can I have some warm water or some warm tea? Or can I have some water without ice? Easy to spot the acupuncturist in the restaurant, because we know that having a strong digestive fire is going to be helpful for digesting that meal. Do stay hydrated at other times, so between meals and otherwise it's good to be drinking water and liquids, but while you're eating, reducing that will help increase the effectiveness of your stomach acid and that cooking stomach cauldron that's helping. So these are 3 easy things that you can do right away to boost your digestive fire. Now, there's other things that require a little bit more one-on-one. I recommend you work with a practitioner who can test test out for maybe food sensitivities or things that aren't quite an allergy, but maybe that your body doesn't really like. You can also learn a technique, and I'll give you a training link below, to actually asking your body what your body wants, and use that for a really wide variety of things to start to learn. Maybe it's not going to show up on an allergy or IgG allergy test in a lab way, but your body can start to tell you, ooh, I don't really feel so good with this, or ooh, stay away from those. So these are some tips to really improve your digestion. I hope you've enjoyed this video and got some value. If you know somebody else that's always complaining about feeling kind of crappy after eating, forward this video. It might help them. If you want to go deeper in topics around natural health, spirituality, healing at the subtle body level, check out our Inner Circle membership, where you get access to our entire library treasure chest of courses that's always expanding, and you get coaching with me on a monthly basis in our New Moon Live gatherings, deep connection with other empaths, healers, and sensitive people, all in our own online community. And it's quite a fun place to be. One of the highlights of my month, twice a month. I am wishing you well. You are a soul with a body, and you deserve great things. This is Leslie Huddart, and I will see you next time.